Hi, everyone. Welcome to my new podcast. For those of you who are following us since earlier, there was a podcast last year that had 7 or 8 episodes. Ivana was a part of this podcast in every episode of this podcast. But now I am starting a podcast on my own. But I invited Ivana to be my guest for the first episode. So to shortly introduce her, she is my sister. She is also a master student in marine biology and oceanography in Kiel in Germany. We will not talk much about her starting in Kiel because there are previous episodes about that. All of you who are interested in finding out more about how Ivana ended up in Germany, how was her beginning in Germany, the biggest culture shocks in Germany, you can check it out. In the description, we will leave links from the earlier episodes. Today, we are going to talk a little bit more about her current situation in Germany as she's finishing her master's very soon. And we are going to talk a little bit about that. What is the difference between when she started and now, and how it looks like to be finishing master studies in Germany?
Okay, so yeah, hello everybody from me too. Well, thank you for inviting me. And yeah, it has been quite a long journey, even though it's been only maybe 2.5 years since I started, but feels like forever.
Okay, for someone who hasn't watched our previous episodes, maybe you can shortly summarize how you found this group in Germany and how your beginnings in Germany looked like, so we can compare better later.
Yeah, of course. So first of all, I was doing my bachelor's in Belgrade in the Faculty of Biology, and I would say that doing an internship abroad is a really good asset for later. Of course, not everybody can afford that. There are certain scholarships that can support students, and I would really recommend if a person can do that, if a person can apply for a scholarship, because I found this study program, I found this institute through one of the internships. And I first did a summer internship in 2021 at this institute where I'm at now. And I kept coming back every year. And then in 2023, I actually started my master program. And yeah, it's been very hard. And I would say that moving to a new country, it is a tough procedure, and also a tough start because it's a different language, people you don't know, place you don't know, all this bureaucracy that you have to do. It is tough, but I would definitely say it's worth it, and people should try it.
Okay. How would you compare this time when you were starting to now? What were your biggest cultural shocks at that time? Like surprises. It doesn't have to be a shock, it's just like a surprise. And how do you see these things nowadays?
Think that as long as we accept that it's a different language in Germany, and since I am at the institute, people are speaking in English, of course. My master's program is in English. So we are a bit biased there because we feel like, oh, now everybody speaks English. That's amazing. But I think you have to accept that outside of university and outside of the institute, it's not like that. I mean, I am in Germany and the language of this country is German. So, of course, people in the supermarkets, in the restaurants, especially when you have to do something with bureaucracy, like when you have to register here as resident, it's all in German. And some people do speak English and they want to help you out, but most of the time they really prefer and they really like it when you can communicate with them in German. And I think what people find it really hard is that this shock that you start something in English and you feel like everything is going to go easy in English, but in reality it's maybe not like that. And honestly, I knew bit of German, and I found it really frustrating in the beginning, especially when people say, ah, I know a little bit of English, and then they speak English better than me, or when they say they don't speak English, but I try to speak in German, and they end up understanding my English better than my what I try to say in German. So I think that it's really like it was this moment that okay, I had to learn more and more and more of German, and now it feels much easier. It's much better, and I feel like I'm not using the language enough because at the institute now, like as I said, it's English, and it would be much easier if I could practice a bit more the language. Other than that, I mean, the living situation and everything, it's super tough to find a flat at first. You have to compete with all these people coming to the city as well, especially because I come when the new year, like the university year is starting, and a lot of people does the same. And Kiel is I wouldn't say it's a huge university city, so there are even bigger ones, and I think people have even worse issues than I had in different cities. But it was really hard. Like you have to look for a room, you have to look for a flat, you have to write to so many addresses. People don't respond, or they respond that they already found someone, and it really takes some time. So you have to be patient. But once you are living in Kiel and it happens that you have to move or you want to move, it's much easier because you know people, you know when somebody is leaving, somebody can recommend you. Sometimes you don't even have to go through these websites for finding a room or finding a flat. I would say that these are like the biggest and most important shocks because they kind of have impact on your existence here. But other than that, I mean, there are some funny ones like, I don't know, Germans are always on time. And I mean, in Serbia, it's like if you're 15 minutes late, it's like you're 15 minutes early, actually.
Which one do you prefer?
I think I'm spoiled now in that sense because I do like punctuality because then I know that if we say we meet at 5, we really meet at 5. And if I'm waiting outside on like 0 degrees, then I know that this person is coming like on time. And but it does put a pressure on you to also be on time. So that is the other side of it. So that was one. Then the other one, it's like they have these rules, like what you can do. Like after 10, there should be silence, complete silence in the flat. So, I mean, I don't think that here in my building, people are so strict, but you never know. Like you don't want to be the one that is causing the issue. So it's kind of like you're always being careful not to break the rules. They also have a rule that on Sundays you don't like you're not allowed to do anything or you're not allowed to throw trash outside. So I am always a bit like I actually end up always vacuuming on Sundays and I always end up taking my trash on Sundays. And nobody so far said anything, but I am always kind of numb or I'm always kind of like um scared that people are going to react to it. But so far so good. Yeah.
Okay, so I think we did not mention, so to just give a bit of context, you've been living in Germany now for 2.5 years, more or less.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And your master's program, like for the degree, you need to, like, officially it's 2 years. And so now this is like 2 plus 1 extra year, no?
Yes, so here at this university, you're basically enrolling every semester. So you can study 5 semesters, 6 or 4 or 2 years, as you said. But here, because it's more like a scientific oriented um, master program, they also encourage you to go to some summer schools, to do internships, to go on cruises. So it can happen. And they also told us that actually, I think the average that it takes you to finish the studies, the program, it's like 6 or 8 semesters. So people are really not rushing this,
Hmm.
but I hope that, yeah, I will be done soon.
Okay, cool.